Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope everything's good. So it's been a couple days since I've put out a video, so I figured I would make this video and I would give you another guide, this one on Goldeen and Seaking with Lightning Rod, but also give you a bit of an update on sort of what I am planning going forward. Okay, so let's do the Goldeen Seaking thing first because it's really easy. Basically, all you're going to need for this is a Pokemon with an electric move and False Swipe. So False Swipe the first Goldeen, use your Adrenaline Orb, and then just start spamming your electric move. Eventually, one will be absorbed by the Goldeen or Seaking with Lightning Rod. In case you don't know, Lightning Rod, what it does is when an electric move is used, the Pokemon with Lightning Rod will absorb it and get a buff in special attack. This is really useful in doubles. It's also useful in singles somewhat, but way more useful in doubles. You can start pairing Seaking with Pokemon like Gyarados or Skarmory or whatever you want, really, to avoid super effective electric attacks. So it's a really good ability. It's not like Volt Absorb, where it's only if it's targeted to the Pokemon. Here, all electric moves, even the ones you use, will automatically be targeted at your Seaking. That's the strategy. The one thing I'll say about Smeargle, why it's useful, is I at this point still didn't know how conversion worked, so I'm using conversion too. Becoming ghost type, basically they can't hit you because all their attacking moves are normal moves. But the other reason Smeargle is useful, the actual reason, is because of own tempo. Goldeen has supersonic, and so it's nice to not have to worry about that. But that's about it. I mean, if you don't want to get a Smeargle ready, an electric Pokemon will suffice. Okay, so that's it for the strategy. I will cut forward to where I actually catch. It's going to be a Seaking in the end. But let's talk about what I have planned for the channel. So I do plan on making guides, especially once Pokebank comes out. There's a whole bunch of Pokemon that are difficult to get. I actually really have to get to Poliwag. A lot of you have been asking for that, so I will do a video on that. But most of the Pokemon remaining that I don't need Pokebank for are pretty much the standard strategy. So I do have an idea, and I don't want to be too ambitious, but kind of like a little blog type website where I sort of just post every Pokemon and sort of if it's a standard strategy or something different. And then if it is something different, link to the video. Let me know what you think of that. I sort of had that idea a while back, just because basically, I do get a lot of requests, and I fear that making videos, they'll start to get repetitive because a lot of them are just standard strategy. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. But in terms of videos, which is why you guys are subscribed, and let me first say thank you so much. I didn't expect this kind of support. When I first made the Marini video, I really didn't even expect anyone to watch it, except for a couple of my friends who were subscribed to me. So yeah, that's awesome that you guys have been watching all the content. Everyone's been super nice. Even if you didn't agree with me, I've gotten really good feedback. And yeah, I mean, I think that's great. I really appreciate it, honestly. I have another top 10 video. It's pretty much all but done at this point. I just have to finish editing it, so that should take a few more hours, and it'll probably be out tomorrow afternoon. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is sort of like a schedule of types of videos I'm going to release and when. So I plan to do a top 10 pretty much once a week. That does sound a little ambitious, but I'm going to try a battle once a week and then a couple of guides. I really hope Pokebank comes out because the battles and the guides, a lot of them, Pokebank will make a whole lot easier. For example, I plan to revise a couple of my guides once Pokebank comes out, which are much easier with Pokebank. Geodude comes to mind. That'll be so much easier. I have a strategy for that that's way easier, that only requires Oris-only moves, but I'll talk about that in the video if Pokebank comes out at some point. I'm also planning on doing a couple other series. Basically, there are some older Pokemon games that I kind of want to cover a little bit. I've always wanted to beat the entire game with just Magikarp. That was an idea I had for a long time. So let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that. Obviously, I'd edit it. I wouldn't do like a whole Let's Play. It would just be sort of a kind of highlight video almost with some commentary. So that's something I've planned. And then another game I've really wanted to talk about for many years now is Pokemon Stadium/Stadium 2. Those games are kind of difficult in my opinion. Maybe some of you find them easy. I've always found them very difficult. So I kind of want to do some battle videos on that. I know there's a lot of YouTubers who, do online battles. There's a couple really big name ones you can probably think of. But no one really does Pokemon Stadium battles, and those are really fun. Gen 2, kind of simplistic, but there's some interesting strategy there. So maybe I'll do a couple of those and see how they go. But that's kind of what I have planned. Let me know what you guys think. Finally, and this isn't really to plug this, just sort of as a form of communication, I did create a Twitter account for the channel. And the reason I did that is because, to get feedback, videos you guys want. YouTube comments are great and all, but it is hard to keep track. Kind of a good problem to have is I've gotten so many comments. It's, hard to respond to all of them and to read all of them and make sure you're getting back to everyone and making sure they know that you're paying attention to them. Because I really do. I always enjoyed when I'd watch videos knowing people were paying attention to my comments. So, and I do read them all at some point. It's just hard to respond, and then there's so many more that pile up. It's great. I really can't thank you guys enough. Everyone's been just so awesome. And that's about it for the update. Let me know what you think of my ideas. If you liked some, didn't like some, nothing's set in stone, obviously. And I do want to make stuff that you guys are going to enjoy. By the way, as you can see on screen, eventually a Goldeen or Seaking will absorb your lightning. So once that happens, all you need to do is simply catch it. But yeah, the Twitter, by the way, is I believe the JRose11. JRose11 was taken, so I had to get a little creative. But yeah, I'll definitely on Twitter, because you can do polls and stuff, do polls for certain videos, especially guides. If I'm deciding between multiple guides, just which one will come out first, it'll be easy to do things like that. But as you can see, the Seaking is caught, and that's my cue to end this update video. Once again, thank you for watching. Comments always welcome, and hope you guys have a good one. Take care.